Beer purity?
Yeah.
We're just doing the pre-show warm-up here, so don't mind Dave's Chinese food eating.
It's just soup. I'm slurping.
Occasional
Slurping derp.
Oh. I'll be continuing to apologize this, but don't mind my coughs and sniffs. I'm feeling horrible this week.
See, I'm just slurping to compensate for Harrison here. So he doesn't feel on his own.
I feel very welcome here with the slurpy and snot noises.
It's okay. It's kind of the theme of this episode anyways.
How do you mean?
The time traveler. It's just going to be sloppy.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And then the episode just kind of falls apart at the end.
I'm going to be so glad when we get through this first season. We can get some fucking good episodes. Holy shit.
Yeah, American seasons, 20-some episodes.
Oh, yeah.
We have so many more to go.
And
we have the rest of the fucking year, dude.
At least the Planet of Black People was, like, awfully funny. Like, it was so bad it was funny. Like, how did they think they were going to get away with this? But now, like, this is just sad.
I wonder if that was a script that was written in, like, 1960-something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was something Roddenberry
where you had to, like, really shove the race point across.
Yeah, it was something Roddenberry had been muddling around for, like, fucking 30 years. He wanted to do that on TOS.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you fast forward and, like, you don't have to, like, mention it that hard.
Yeah, no, doesn't need to be that. And, like,
it's like the, is it the Dave Chappelle joke where he's, like, going back in time, you don't want to go back in time?
Oh, yeah. No, it's you make a racist
Louis
joke.
C.K.?
No, you make a racist joke.
You don't want to go back in time anything before 1980?
Yeah, exactly. That's Louis C.K. But Chappelle is, as a black guy, you can't make a racist joke and have white people laugh too hard at it. He's like, white people are laughing too hard at my jokes, and, like, it doesn't seem right. But I think we're going live there, so welcome everybody to watch with us live on Sunday again, and we're doing Star Trek season 1, episode 5. This is sad that this episode is called Where No One Has Gone Before. The titular line of the entire franchise, and it goes to a Wesley-centric episode with the fucking, just awful.
Yeah, I don't know. This episode should just be called Sigh.
Yeah, sigh, . Alright, I think I got this all set up, right?
Yeah. We're getting better at this, slowly but surely.
Yeah, it doesn't take me 5 minutes to get everything set up while everyone sits there silently staring at the mics, not saying anything.
A little bit left us of crew this time. Just dose.
Yeah, this is the
Dos
first time
amigos.
it's just been two of us for a while on the live show. And I just realized that I forgot about one of the J-Rob episodes with X-Men.
Well, you didn't post it?
I didn't post it. Yeah, still got one in the bank. So I'll just fucking post that in the week sometime. So you guys are going to get some more X-Men this week.
You know what we should call your bonus episodes? The Sperm Bank. Saving those for later.
That was supposed to be a laugh, but it was combined with a cough. But that was good. Alright, we'll get a sip of beer here and we'll start the episode. I should start this like 15 minutes early just to get people fucking... I should be starting this shit at 7:30. We should have a pre-show where we just shoot the shit and do stuff. Let everybody get involved. Get fucking the Netflix set up and the YouTube set up for the show, and then start it.
Like pre-drinking?
Yeah. Not, what do you call it? Like, start the episode and then 2 minutes in, with only one person watching, we start the episode. So when everyone filters in, they have to catch up. We should give them a... But, you know.
Well, we're
the
good
future.
to go.
Yeah, we are good to go. So, play
Oh,
on Star Trek, play on Counter. Alright, synced up there.
Nice.
Oh, the Excelsior class, my favorite ship.
Of course. Oh, they didn't say whose ship that was.
No.
I was like, they would give that to like admirals and shit, all the older.
Yeah,
fucking,
yeah. It was usually...
You're not gonna go fight people. You don't need a state-of-the-art ship.
Mm-hmm.
Just prepare to get your ass licked when the board show up at Sector 001.
Oh, yeah. How many Excelsior class got just shit kicked at fucking Wolf 359?
All they should have done was like they should have just transwarped into whatever the fuck fancy warp they had for the Enterprise B there.
Did they actually ever get that to work? They must have.
Well, they say the explanation I was reading was that they measured warp differently or something.
At transwarp?
Yeah, because transwarp was like warp 13 or something like
Yeah,
that.
but it's not like...
Meanwhile,
it's
the Enterprise
different-
D can do like 9.9.
Yeah, yeah. But it's different from the Borg. Borg used transwarp technology.
No,
That's
no,
not the
they
same
use, like...
thing, though. No, they call it transwarp.
Oh, do they?
Those transwarp conduits.
Yeah, but they use conduits, which I think is like a mix of wormholes and shit like that. But anyways,
Oh, okay, so the Federation version doesn't use the conduits. They just...
maybe transwarp was like warp with some cheating physics involved.
Because I have...
Like overclocking a computer or something. It's not like...
I am a
legit
fucking uber
faster.
nerd. But I do read some books and some fucking technical manuals, but I've never really heard I've only ever heard
You
warp
guys are gonna
13.
let those two in a fucking turbo lift together?
Yeah, that's
alone?
gonna be all sweaty and gross when they get out of there. But yeah, I've never heard warp 13 used more than a handful of times, and it's canon because
Yeah.
the very last episode they say we're going at warp 13.
Kaczynski! He doesn't have a badge.
This douchebag.
Oh, because he did. Oh,
And he has different pip.
Maybe they're still doing the different ships have different things.
Yeah.
In this early in the episode.
Well, because that's a
It's too bad they
holdover.
ditched that.
That's a holdover from TOS.
That's right.
Yeah.
That'd be super, super cool. Just like a real fucking platoon or whatever.
He doesn't even have a communicator, does he? He just has
No.
the pip. Oh, and here's their first attempt at a chief engineer. Everyone forgets about this guy.
Yeah.
And this is already the second attempt because
Like
there
the-
was a girl.
Like
in
the Black Doctor in the original series.
Yeah. And there was a girl that was the chief engineer during the Babel episode. They're figuring out a lot of
Oh,
shit.
Shelby?
Yeah,
Blonde chick?
she's the chief engineer.
She had a big role though. Like she did the whole.
Just
fucking
that
Borg
one fucking
thing.
episode, though.
What? No, she was in the whole like Borg thing, was she?
No, you're thinking of the commander that comes. I'm
Commander
talking
Shelby.
about the blonde girl in the orange.
Oh, I thought she was engineering. You're
She
right,
was-
because
yeah. She's the
fucking-
one who gets called away from engineering so Wesley can take over.
Yeah. The other chick bumps dicks with Riker here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because she's a commander and he's a
Yeah,
commander.
yeah.
And Riker's a pussy and won't take his own ship because he wants to be the first officer of that's understandable.
Yeah,
I'd
she does
rather
have a point
be
there.
He does.
She's like, you're holding up the fucking line, Riker.
She does have a point, but Riker has a better point. I'd rather be the first officer of the flagship than captain of some piece of shit Excelsior in the middle of nowhere. Don't you agree?
Yeah, imagine if you had like a regular first officer on your flagship.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly.
It wouldn't really fly.
It wouldn't really fly. Plus, he's holding
It
out.
wouldn't really fly.
He's banking on fucking Picard fucking retiring. This is if anything,
That's
this is
true.
Picard's fault
That's
because he
true.
wants to take over the Enterprise.
Would be surprised if Picard doesn't have a food tester
Yeah.
or a food taster, I should say.
Yeah. See, this really proves how awful this episode is because we're not even through the fucking opening theme, and we're talking about better episodes.
We're just gonna dance around this one.
Yeah. And like, did this get good ratings? Did people like this shit? Because they bring him fucking back. Like, people must have, like, somebody must have wrote a letter, or was it just the writer who had a hard-on for this thing, and they just needed to get rid of Wesley somehow? So they're
Probably.
like, oh, let's find that
No.
Traveler guy.
Yeah.
Because there was a certain point, like, unfortunately, due to a combination of the fans hating him, Will Wheaton, admittedly, he says, not giving it 100% as a teenager.
Well, it's like, if you put yourself in his shoes, it's like one of his first acting roles.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
small
and I can
sci-fi
understand
show,
that,
like,
and I've got over my Will Wheaton hate.
it's fucking Paramount, for Christ's sake.
The stuff he's done
It's not
after.
Will Wheaton hate, it's fucking
Oh, no, but
Wesley
at the
Crusher
time,
hate.
you think
One's
it's
a fictional character,
when
one's
you're
a real
yeah,
person.
but when you're watching it and you're like, how they're fucking up Star Trek with Crusher, you blame Will Wheaton. You don't blame the writers because they're the ones who create Star Trek. Now in hindsight, as an adult, I'm like, that was nothing to do with fucking Will Wheaton. It's the writing, it's the poor fucking shitty directing. There's a little bit of him being a teenager, but who wasn't a fucking asshole when they were 17? So you can't blame fucking Will Wheaton, but at the same time, I can't stand Wesley Crusher. It's the same person, like, you know what I mean? I know he's an actor playing a role, but
Ooh, we're watching this in original, not remastered.
yeah, this is. I think only America has the remastered, right?
Yeah, the cloak is not on right now.
Yeah.
The cloak is disengaged.
See, that's just is what really pisses me off about this episode, where no one has gone before. Fuck you. Get a good episode to use that title with.
Yeah, no
that
shit.
title deserves a fucking 100% 10 out of 10 episode. And that's gonna piss me off the whole episode. How the fuck is
And
he
it's
supposed
funny
to
because,
communicate? He doesn't wear a communicator.
It's like where no one has gone before, and that's the last thing that happens in the episode is the guy takes off to the place where nobody's gone before.
Yeah.
And then the episode ends. This should be called the prelude to where no one has gone before.
And when they fucking get where no one has gone before, there's fucking people there. People are there. People have been there, always been there. And like, this also is more evidence that Starfleet and the Federation just have no vetting process. They have no who lets this guy become what he is with this weird alien nobody knows about, fucking around with Federation engines.
Look, he got demoted since the last scene. He lost a pip. I think costume just fucked up.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. As far as military organization,
Yeah,
do
but
you
I
think he
mean,
would have gotten a dressing down for fucking
no,
anything.
but somebody, a admiral of Starfleet engineering, should have said, "Okay, explain exactly what you're doing here and who this fucking weirdo is, before we send you to the flagship to do modifications on the engine." Like, why does Riker and Wesley have to figure this shit out?
They're called briefings.
Yeah.
They happen around 0700.
Oh, and Crusher's got what do you call it? He's in the running for worst sweater ever. There, Jesus.
Well, yeah, but that's because he's still just a civilian, right? Although
Yeah,
he's
but,
allowed in
like-
the fucking engineering section.
24th century 90s clothes are just awful. Like,
Oh yeah, what
look
they
at that!
thought the
Look at that!
future-
My grandmother would wear that.
Somebody went home and cut up the comforter.
Yeah. That looks like curtains fashioned into a sweater.
Silky, wafty curtains for you, Dr. Horrible.
Oh, that's something we can't do a commentary on, but we should watch that. I haven't seen that in a while. We should do a musical, though.
Yeah. It's too bad that there's no actual release of the Book of Mormon.
I was gonna say we could like talk during between the songs and just play the actual songs through our actually stream the songs.
Yeah.
We'd have to find a musical that's like, what do you call it? After 50 years, it becomes public domain.
Oh, it's Lifetime Plus.
Yeah, I know, but you know, the Nazi one in the mountains. I haven't seen that since I was a kid. We could make fun of that real good. The Hills Are Alive. The Sound of Music. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
the Sound of Music. Yeah, not The Hills Are Alive.
That's just what everybody first thinks of. It'd be cool to make like a huge, like that diagram in the back, the big board. Etch that out and just backlight it.
The cross section of the Enterprise.
Yeah, put that somewhere.
A buddy of mine's father-in-law had a really, really sick, like, fucking 2 meter by, like, meter cross-cut. It was all color, and you could see, like, the people inside and shit. Remember those books when you were a kid when they did, like, a cross-section of, like, a tall ship?
Well, that's
from
what I
Britain?
had. Well, I had the one of a couple Enterprises where it was a poster, and it was the whole diagram, but it was just a poster.
Yeah, this thing he framed. It's probably
Nice.
the same thing you're talking
Nice.
about.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm flying low.
Oh, I really hope that got on the mic. Fly low. Zip.
Do this one just like last time. Oh, and this guy's got like compound fingers.
I was just gonna say, like, does this okay? He just like phases with the computer. He's not typing shit because this guy would be like the slowest typer ever with 3 fingers.
Are you ready? Hold on, the guy's still doing this thing here.
Like, I can barely hit, what was the average, like 50 or 60 words a minute, but I could beat this 3-fingered bastard.
I got uncles with more fingers than him.
Do you think it's a stress on the warp engine to go from fucking nothing to warp 9, opposed to what they're doing here?
Slowly
Warp
ramping
5,
it up.
Warp 2, warp 3.
I don't know, maybe because they're working with new settings, they want to like slowly see what the fuck's going on as they're speeding it up.
Yeah. I found they were a
But
lot more...
you'd think with warp drives, like a catastrophic failure is a catastrophic fucking failure. Like,
They didn't... I find in TOS they didn't push it as far. Like, in TNG, they're either going impulse or they're going warp 9.
Yeah.
There's nothing in between. They either hit 9 or... They're never like, oh, we'll just go warp 7.
Yeah.
Like, no, just go warp 9. But in in the original series, he's all over the place. Sometimes they're doing warp 4, sometimes they're doing warp 3, and it feels like they can't do warp 7 all the time. Like, if they did warp 7, the Enterprise would be like, ugh, like, fuck you need to replace the coils now. Like,
well, probably it might have been a technological limitation, you know. Like,
it feels that way.
7,
it feels
like, fucking,
real. Like, it feels real, like the science. This feels just like fucking bullshit.
Yeah, when they said 9.9, I was like, fuck off. Originally, like, even as a child. Even as a child, I knew better. There we go. Let's go into the make-believe warps.
Yeah. This is, again, like, the first season fucks up so much shit. They screw up, well, they establish holodecks, but then let other writers run away and fuck it up. And then they just like, hey, warp speed.
Oh, see, you can only throw the rock this far.
Yeah. And then warp speed all of a sudden is like an established thing for almost 30 years now. And they're like, okay, 5th episode, we're just going to fuck this all up. We're going to fucking do our own twist and like fuck up Einstein's theory of relativity.
We can't stop now, sir. We have to slow down first.
Yeah. It looked like they went to plan there for a second. It totally looked like they went to plan. Like, see, this is like stepping into science fiction. Like, you remember Men in Black that were all like a little gem?
Yeah.
And this is like they're gonna fucking fly out of the piece of jewelry.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna be that little runabout from DS9 flying around another world.
On some chick's chest.
Yeah. The Enterprise is a fucking pearl necklace. Some alien giant bitch's pearl necklace. It's really hard when you're reading the subtitles not to read data.
Yeah. I can't accept that.
Is that a Canadian-American thing? Data?
Probably.
In other words, Dave doesn't know.
Yeah. What's that thing? In It's Always Sunny. I don't know enough. I don't know, or I don't know enough to dispute it. That doesn't sound right, but I don't know enough to dispute it.
That sounds wrong, but I don't know enough to dispute it. Oh God! Like, what is that made of? That sash?
Yeah,
it's like lattice work.
I'm glad they fixed that.
Yeah. Is it supposed to be metal? Are they trying to make that gold? It doesn't look gold. It looks wicker.
Maybe he got 3rd place. He got bronze. Nobody cares about bronze. Hey, it's the guy who should be fucking torn apart by Captain Picard right now for being out of fucking uniform.
Well, not to mention, you're happy right now? Like, you're just
wonderful
stranded the fucking flagship in the middle
We're
of
all
fucking
going
nowhere.
to die.
Yeah. Like, this is the most confident motherfucker in the Federation. Like, he's done this to the flagship, and he's like, oh yeah, I can get us back.
Yeah.
You don't know what you did to get us here. Like, you're bullshitting all of this.
But, you know, look out the window. Here we are.
A good Star Trek episode would be a great, like a conspiracy of somebody taking over the view screen, and like the bridge officers buying it, like believing like what's going on.
Well, isn't that technically what they're doing when they're tricking the sensors? And they're like, "There's a Romulan warbird there," but it's not really there.
That's what I mean. But somebody from inside the ship manipulating the bridge.
Yeah.
Not another ship, because that makes no fucking sense. In the war games, the fact that it's 2 Federation ships
with their systems already set up to fool each other. Like,
yes,
that made sense.
But in a live action,
he'd be like, "Why would I trust data from outside the ship?"
Yeah, exactly. And they wouldn't be able to do that.
It's called a firewall.
Yeah, you can't access an enemy's military vessel like that, like, unless they're the Ferengi, probably. Like,
or you have the what's the code?
Oh, what do they call that? The one that takes down the shields
In the Defiant there.
No, that's the Wrath of
Prefix
Khan.
code.
Wrath of Khan. That is first introduced in the Wrath of Khan when they do the prefix code to drop the Reliance shields.
Yes, that's right. But they use it again, don't they?
Yeah, but it's because Kirk did it in Wrath of Khan that it's precedent.
Did I say
do it again?
I meant Reliant class. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You said DS9. Yeah. I was like, I'm sure the Defiant did that. But
No, probably not.
there's only so many ideas, and they just have to start going back and cherry picking from the original movies and TV series. We've charted 11% of our galaxy.
Amongst other galaxies, too. So they're probably outside of their own galaxy right now.
Yes, but from my knowledge of Star Trek, they're in the Milky Way, and that's it. And they haven't done anything. 11% of the Milky Way, I'm calling bullshit. Fucking galaxy is a big fucking place. You're saying you've charted 10%? Over 10%?
Well, maybe.
Huge.
Yeah, but charted might just be where their sensors can reach. You know what I mean?
Very true.
Or like their whatever the
astrometrics,
fuck it's called. Astrometrics can reach. Like astro measuring. Measure astro? Metrics. There you go.
And that calls into the question, like you said, are we just scanning a star and like who the fuck's gonna go there? There's no planets around it. There's no asteroids.
Yeah,
they don't even get on the list for scouting.
That's like that's why when they come across that planet that can cloak, they're like, well, that makes fucking sense.
Yeah.
Nobody would even fucking come here.
Because they'd scan from far away, find out that there's no planets around it, and say, fuck it, skip over this one. And you wouldn't be able to detect that cloaking bullshit till you got close.
Oh, he just made fun of Data. That prick. It'd be funny if Data started making funny faces behind him. Nobody would suspect it. Nobody tells the captain it's like their crew's running joke.
That's another thing that always bugged me. Like, could a science vessel do more sciencey stuff than the fucking Enterprise?
You know what though? I think it would be because the science vessel would be geared towards a specific science. Like,
okay, so it'd be slower, but it would be able to fucking scan stars more efficiently.
Yeah, and like...
But I would say you'd have to wait a week longer with the Enterprise to get the same scan. Like, the point I'm trying to make is they should just stop making other ships and make nothing but Galaxy-class ships.
Well, no, because like...
You don't have to have 1,000 people on every one. You can have only 405. You can have military ones,
like, let's say you're studying
ones.
A star, you would have your science vessels that are specifically geared to study stars.
But not a nebula is what I'm saying. You have another Galaxy class that has a few less torpedoes, maybe a few less fucking phaser banks, and some more science labs in it. So then you can easily convert that Galaxy class back into a war machine.
Well, I guess so.
Having this many different ships with different fucking requirements and different things they do is stupid.
See, my argument would be about waste, but there's no economy anymore, so you're right in that sense. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, and when you watch the original series and they have a fleet of ships, it's nothing but Constitutions. Because why would you make any more of those shitty ships they had before? Yeah. You just make more Constitutions, and if you send out the shitty ships you had before, they're just gonna get shot out of the fucking sky. Like, you send the best...
Well, that's also, you're assuming that that you're facing everybody else's, like, peak fleets.
Yeah, but that's the idea.
When
you go out to the forefront of... When you go out to the frontier, everybody sends their best.
Yeah.
It's the first thing you're going to send. That's the whole fucking... I guess that's the ethos of the Federation, is you send the best and the brightest to make first contact.
Like, how does Wesley shit his fucking pants?
Wesley's already told him about this. And now he's fucking, like, they don't have fucking cameras in engineering? Like...
so...
he's done this on how many... He's done this on how many different ships, and no one's noticed this before? And Wesley isn't screaming.
Would you try to touch him as he was phasing out?
Oh, imagine he came back in and your hand was just inside him. Inside his ribs. You're like, oh, no!
Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God.
Please no, please no, please no, please no.
Going back to Plaid.
Yeah. Is Spaceballs out yet? When was Spaceballs? 88?
80, yeah. Right. Actually, probably around here.
I was going to say, 88? I think this started in 89. So like no, 87?
No, not that early, I don't think.
Yeah, because it was over by 84. 94. It was over by 94, so I think it started 87 to 94. Every year, I realize how fucking long ago this shit was. Like,
where are we now? We're in some alien's old. Ice cream.
Yeah.
Like, how far do you go till the rules of physics don't apply anymore? Like, in your sense of the terms, and you just, like, you can't exist?
I've heard different theories. Like it's a different universe we have to get to before physics changes, right? We could go to another galaxy, and technically that galaxy will have the same.
Well,
physics
no,
we
it's
have.
like the different. It's like the different dimensions thing. You don't know if the rules of physics are still going to be the same in different dimensions. So
Yes, that's
the
a
reason
universe
the
thing.
reason we can never attain that is
Yeah.
because you just can't.
Let's need that.
You wouldn't be able to. It's kind of like the whole comprehension and God thing.
Yeah.
Just the physics. All of a sudden, your atoms give up. Oh, it's like a Klingon version of a dog. You finally get to see a Targ. I forgot this.
Oh yeah, Targ. I guess Worf was, 10, 12 when he was adopted, so he would have had experience with Targs. He'd have very few memories of being a Klingon on a Klingon homeworld, or a Klingon, actual colony before
Yeah, I guess he was raised
set
Klingon.
was
Eh?
through.
'Cause
Well, very early. Like, not early where you can't remember, but, like, early that he shouldn't have this much fucking bullshit Klingon attachment.
unless he had, like, some pictures or something from his childhood where he's like, hey, it's my old dog.
Yeah. But, I mean, like, he was adopted at 12 or 10. In my opinion, he shouldn't have that much connection to the Klingons. He should be more of a B'Elanna Torres than a Worf. Like, she hates the Klingons, but she also doesn't like the Federation because they treat her like, the kids treat her like crap because she has the bumpy forehead. Like, it'd be hard growing up in the Federation as a Klingon, especially. Any other fucking alien.
Not right after the war, but, after a war.
Yeah, but any other alien's gonna get treated with respect. But the Klingon in you is gonna get, oh, you're a Klingon.
Yeah. Almost like being Japanese-American, huh?
Yeah. And in my opinion, it's completely justified because the Klingon are a dirty fucking race that deserves to be wiped out.
This is neat because you get to see that her... You remember how they call back to this when she was fucking...
This
living
is...
on her fucking shit planet?
This is the creepy moment where you're like, oh shit, Yar was raped. Like, that's
She
literally
came from
moments...
crazy, lawless rape planet.
Yeah, that's literally moments before a rape gang got her. And I think they actually go back when you see her sister. When her sister gets involved and they go back to her home planet, they actually, like, backtrack that. And they're like, oh yeah, I was always able to keep ahead of the rape gangs. Because people were like, ugh, Jesus. You were like 5 seconds away from showing a rape there, Star Trek. Like,
well, to go where no Trek has gone before.
this is the episode they could do it in.
He's like, nope, nothing weird here. Just playing a concerto.
That would be cool, though. See, that's what the holodeck would be for.
Yeah, this is the holodeck. This is like weird fucking... Isn't it like...
Oh, he's just seeing this because of the weird
everybody's
area?
just seeing shit now because of where they are.
Oh, yeah, they're running. Yeah.
And well, he just about fell into space out of the fucking turbo lift and...
Yeah. Okay, well then that brings up a fucking even better point. That guy playing the music would do that every day. If you're practicing fucking how to play the violin or the piano, why wouldn't you go to the holodeck and practice with fucking Beethoven?
Unless he's fantasizing that he doesn't suck.
yeah. The fucking, what do you call it? The holodeck doesn't
Just
change
like her,
your suck.
I was a dancer. No, you're not. You work in a cargo hold. Aww. Aww.
Does he even play? Like, yeah. This is the first time he's ever picked up a fucking... That was a fucking producer right there. Or a fucking writer or somebody. They just fucking threw in a fucking Starfleet uniform.
Is this supposed to be... Oh, it is his mom.
Yeah.
It's funny because he's English and he's got to play a Frenchman. God damn it. That must have been a kick in the nuts, eh?
Oh, he was probably begging for it after the year of theater Shakespeare garbage that he was doing.
Well, at least it's like,
He's like-
you can at least play your character off theatrically. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Like stage fucking style.
I'm afraid to admit this, but yeah, I was under the impression that Patrick Stewart was French for a long fucking time.
As a
Jean-Luc
Frenchman,
Picard.
I
Why
can
would they get a
clearly
fucking
tell.
English guy to play fucking
I
Jean-Luc
know, right?
Picard? Like,
They're like fucking arch nemesis cultures.
yeah, but yeah, that's fucking Hollywood for you.
Until all of Europe got together and beat up the Middle East for the rest of the time. They all made peace. Quit fighting each other. We're gonna go pummel the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm. After World War II, Europe collectively said, let's keep this to the fucking shitty countries.
Just popping a squat here, number one.
Yeah. My knees hurt.
I really had to shit and I think I was gonna make it.
Yeah.
Didn't make it. I now accept my condition.
You know, like the whole fucking he's like Clooney or fucking Jennifer Aniston with the whole aging thing.
Oh yeah.
Like they look exactly the same. If you think about that, if you think about like what he looks like now and what he looks like right there, you're right. Like they're right. He's amazingly aged.
This is like 20 years ago, man.
Yeah, but if you put the fucking pictures right next to each other,
You can tell the difference.
you're like, oh shit, he's aged. He looks the same. He hasn't got that weird, like, you know when you see a picture of somebody at 20
The
and a
moral of
picture
the
at
story
60?
is don't change your haircut.
Yeah. when you see like a normal person at age 20 or like World War II vets or something like that, they look like completely different people. You wouldn't even be able to tell like, oh, that's that guy if you saw these people 60 years apart. But Picard, like he's got to be late 30s, early 40s here. He can't be 50.
No, at this point, no.
Yeah.
Well, he might be pushing 50, like 40 something.
I'd say early 40s, max mid 40s.
You said like 87, 88, right? So like,
yeah, so it's already been 20 years. It's over 20 years. So
it's pushing 30 years.
He's not 70. There's no
I
way
was
that.
born in 85 and I'm 31,
Yeah.
dude. So like.
No, but I mean like right now, Patrick Stewart is in his 70s. I guess he could be in his 70s. We do have little devices that have all the information known to man on them right here in front of us.
I don't. You do. You can be the intel officer.
Yeah, so like this guy knew this was hurting him.
And like, so you're willing to go to the middle of nowhere thanks to an alien's abilities and no technological means of return?
That's a shitty fucking thing for the Starfleet officer to do. But the guy who actually is doing it knows that it hurts him and he could fall asleep and leave them stranded here. And he still doesn't tell them what he's doing and like how this is working. Like,
it'd be funny if he was like, no, it's not dangerous because I just need a rest and then I'm good. And they're like, well, how long do you rest? He's like, 500 years.
Holy fuck, man. He's 70 fucking 5.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was in his 40s.
He was. And like, it doesn't even matter. Like, what did we see him in there? Fucking I, Claudius? It was 76? Something like that? He looked the same.
I wonder if that was his
same.
real hair, if that was a do.
You could still see the receding hairline in that curly hair.
Do you think they permed it to make it look Roman?
Well, it was the 70s. He might have just,
They might have just
been
permanent.
permanent. Yeah.
They're just permanent left, right, and center, man. Like perms were fucking new or something.
What is the boy doing here?
The boy.
He knows.
Come around.
Yeah, let's just stay here in this crazy fucking dreamscape of a universe until this guy fucking wakes up.
No, we need to leave.
Yeah. How about you wake him the fuck up?
I don't care, dream him awake.
Yeah.
That apparently works here.
Yeah. Everybody just think real hard that he's awake.
Can we just will a second traveler? Fuck this guy.
God damn it, I think we just fucking, like, very briefly summed up their conversation, because they're doing exactly what we told them to do. Picard was like, shut up, Crusher, and wake this asshole up.
Back when I was at the academy, we had this shit called amphetamines.
Yeah. Kept us up to study.
How do you think I survived getting stabbed in the heart by a fucking...
Why do you think I laughed when I saw that fucking sword protruding through my chest?
Yeah, exactly.
I was so fucking high. I thought I was tripping. You think if I actually thought I would have laughed if I actually thought a sword was coming out of my chest?
7 days. That was the bender after my exam.
God, 24th century drugs would be so
Fonendosican.
fucking awesome.
Well, there'd be like no side effects. Would be the kicker, right?
Yeah, it'd be like Syntha-coke.
Yeah, Syntha-coke.
Syntha-heroin. They wouldn't even bother with pot. They'd just be like, yeah, just smoke pot. Syntha-marijuana. Nah, that's stupid.
So he's trying to get somewhere.
Yeah, he's using the Enterprise to get back to his own fucking universe, galaxy, whatever, time.
You know we build ships, right? And we have no money. And you're a new species.
And we can clock up to warp 9 and fire a torpedo, and that torpedo will just continue at warp 9 for fucking ever.
In a few seasons, we're gonna put Worf's ex-wife in a torpedo.
Yeah, like.
And lose a fucking spy to one.
Yeah, and then no, that spy was you're thinking of the girl.
Bajoran chick.
That was a escape pod, not a torpedo
Oh,
traveling.
was it?
Warp.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But after Worf's bitchy wife does that, never again. They never again transport somebody in a torpedo at Worf.
That was a bad idea.
Yeah, apparently the
she
next
was
person.
What, an ambassador? Oh yeah.
Yeah, the next person they did that to
was a
apparently
big fucker.
ran into a sun or something. Like they lost them. Like. Well, it's just like the new fucking bullshit in the new franchise with fucking transwarp teleportation.
Or like anybody silly enough to get into one of those fucking narco subs.
Yeah.
You're going to America. And what, that? No.
In a airtight coffin, okay.
You never thought about what you're breathing was air, right? Before? Perfect. That's the kind of person we're looking for.
This guy's just such a silly bitch, he annoys me.
It's like trying to have a conversation with a hippie.
A space hippie who loves everyone. It'd be so annoying to have a conversation with somebody like that. And I agree with him. Like, this is the kind of race that would...
Yeah, it works. That's fine.
Yeah, but
he's transcended. I get it.
Yeah, this is the race that would get this far. This is the attitude a race would have.
Exactly.
It's still annoying.
I unfortunately am a corporeal being.
Yeah. And like, it's almost like they took a cue from this guy when they were making the fucking prophets.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, it's like a traveler type of race. But
Oh fuck! Even where they went
step.
to, where the fucking dreams were coming true, is like where they took the prophets from.
Yeah.
The fucking wormhole.
Yeah, they're projecting nice thoughts and different people into their brains.
And like that's how they communicated or some shit, but they didn't get to stay long enough to figure it out or whatever.
If I was Cisco, I would take one trip through that fucking wormhole, and I'd be like, never again. I am not dealing with those annoying aliens ever again. They think they're gods. Like, what the fuck? I know they're aliens.
Yeah, I've met a fucking Q.
Yeah, I've punched a fucking god in the face. Like, and I can't even touch these corporeal bastards.
You know who's really fucking annoying? Gods.
Picard
Hands down, most annoying people in the universe.
Picard never punched me. I'm not Picard.
Yeah, he was distracted by the boy. Well, at least this guy, Mr. No Badge here, fucking seems genuinely interested in fucking exploration. Perhaps recklessly so, with 3,000 lives on board. That's the other thing too. If you're doing an experiment that's about going faster than anything before, why not do it from Earth? Just go outside the solar system.
Yeah. And then so when you get to your destination, you're not outside the galaxy. You're only like at the edge of the galaxy or something.
We're hoping to get back is the furthest point anybody's ever been.
And like, you also like, you think about the TOS series where they make it to the end of that alien race takes over the Enterprise and fudges with the engines, and they get to the edge of the galaxy within minutes And then they're like, okay, it's only going to take us 300 years to get to the next galaxy, our galaxy, the one we want to get to. So you're all going to be dead by then, like the Enterprise crew. And then you think, okay, wait, so are they any faster? Like, okay, they made it to the end of the galaxy.
Everything's relative, right?
Yeah, like, so do they have the same
speed
that they have now?
Expanse of nothing?
Like, yeah. Because this is obviously way fucking faster because they made it to another galaxy, but... Because it's exponential, right? Warp 9 is like...
Yeah, it's exponential or logarithmic or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. The longer Star Trek continues, the more confusing this shit gets.
It's not like Warp 4 is twice as fast as 2. It's like... way more faster than 2.
Yeah, but it's not like Warp 1 and Warp 1 or Warp 2 isn't twice as fast as Warp 1.
That's right. It's like maybe 4.
Yeah, I don't know what.
If it was exponential, it'd be 4.
Yeah.
Oh, so he has abilities, but he needs technology to be able to do this. So yeah, once again, just take off from outside Earth.
And that's a genius fucking concept. People would evolve with technology. Because we're not evolving anymore. Human beings stopped evolving like 200 years ago, or like 2,000 years ago, or something like that.
Well, we're
the
evolving.
Same,
it's
no,
just
no, no.
really slow.
No. The evolution is basically stopped.
What?
Yes.
No. It
Yes.
continues no matter what.
It doesn't continue. No.
Yes,
Evolution is essentially stopped. We're the same. We have the same brains we did 2,000 years ago. Our bodies.
Yeah,
are
that's how
basically
slow
the same
evolution
thing.
is, Harrison.
No,
That's why the churches make no sense.
No, because we aren't.
It's
what do you
like
call
2 million years of evolution. That's why the church is like, oh, the Earth's only 6,000 years old. Why are there still monkeys? Like, I can see where they're coming from, but their argument doesn't make sense because it happened over
I want to agree with
years.
you, but I'm pretty sure I heard fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson say this. So.
Well, there might be like plateaus, but you know, like it's not we're gonna.
Maybe
end,
that's what I'm talking about.
like. Because, like, when you do think about it, like, the fucking person from the year 1492, like, fucking... They're the same human being, really, as we are now. Just things are different. And same with them, like...
Because I think the idea is, you know how, like,
really.
there's that fucking chart of different fucking monkeys until we get to fucking human Homo
Well, that's
sapien?
also only biological. Now we're going into, like,
Yeah,
you know...
but you know that chart?
Yeah.
There was not that much time between those two fuckers. Then there has been time that the Homo sapien is just the Homo sapien.
Yeah.
We used to change quicker than that. And now we've stopped. We got to Homo sapien and we were like, fucking okay.
Oh, I see what you mean, because, like, the competition in that shit is less now, because we have more... The more advantages you have, the slower your evolution gets, because you don't have the impetus to fucking
This is how
evolve
useless
faster.
the fucking internet is. The first fucking,
Oh, it's a guy in a skirt!
Ah! They still have the skirts! That's hilarious. Okay, this is how useless the internet. The first tick is, no, humans have not stopped evolving. The second one is, humans pretty much stopped evolving 10,000 years ago.
Well, the thing is, though, is you start arguing between, like, biological evolution, which is deadly slow, and fucking, like, different evolution, like, you know, we have philosophy now, and, like, the shit we invented. Abstract evolution, I guess you could call it.
And most of these articles start with, the evolutionary process has stopped, but that doesn't mean humans have stopped evolving. Like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? How am I supposed to take any information from that sentence?
Fucking thanks, Google.
Yeah, thanks, internet. Fucking useless piece of shit.
Oh, here we go. Let's reverse the experiment. Or just look at the timer, Harrison. Just about to hit 40 minutes. When I was a kid, man, you can literally time TV show episodes.
Oh yeah.
From this era, like
you couldn't look at the clock.
Present the plot problem.
Yeah.
Present the solution. Present executing the solution.
But I mean, like if you looked at the clock, the suspense of the episode was totally ruined for you, because you're like, oh fuck, they're gonna wrap this up in the next 2 minutes. Like,
you're like, well, I guess this is gonna work. No second tries required.
This is from Big Think. There's no more evolutionary pressures driving gross human evolution, but that doesn't mean that we won't be able to genetically re-engineer ourselves in the future.
Yeah, of course.
From Mikio Kako.
Michio Kaku,
Yeah.
the futurist. Yeah, your point does make sense. Where evolution's faster the further back you go because there is more pressure, right? Like
because we're actually actively we have to change to actually progress the species, or we're all gonna die. We have stopped. Yeah. We've passed that point. We don't have to actively continually to evolve because we are in a place where we don't die. Like the skills we have and developed.
Until you die out naturally.
Yeah, the skills we have and adapt have been able to keep 99% of us alive during this time, so we don't need to evolve any
farther. And that's
farther.
where you can tell people who are against, genetic augmentation and that sort of shit to go shove it up their fucking ass because evolution can continue.
Oh, yeah. When I heard a few people I work with, I think I was telling you this a little earlier, a few people I work with had to get
IVF, yeah.
Yeah. And when they went down to the doctors in Toronto, they had this like laundry list of, do you want your kid's eye colored to be blue? Do you want him to be
Wesley
6
said
foot
his
tall?
only friend ever disappeared. Sorry.
What about that kid he was having a snowball fight with in the first episode? Where'd he go?
Nobody liked him.
That's weird that they don't do a lower deck, or is it lower deck? No. The episode where Picard gets trapped in with the kids.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that episode should have been made in second season with Wesley and 3 other fucking douchebags.
Yeah. Which, ironically, I like that episode much better than this one.
You know my favorite part about that episode? The only redeeming thing about that episode is Captain Picard Day.
You're goddamn right it is.
When they have that little doll of Captain Picard and all the banners up and all the finger paints of Captain Picard. I love that every goddamn kid on this ship is obsessed with Captain Picard and he hates kids. He
probably hates dealing with that more than fucking dealing with like the Cardassians
or
anything else.
That's like a...
He's like, is he trade negotiations? I'd rather do trade negotiations than fucking...
For a half a second, I thought you said Kardashians.
Ironically enough, I've never seen an episode of anything they've ever done. I've only read about those people. I hear they're horrible.
You know what? I'm very proud of myself. I can say the same thing. I don't think I've ever seen anything with any of them in it.
See? We're augmenting ourselves.
Yeah.
Better life through chemistry, man.
This is the uniform you show up on the bridge in?
Well, no, he's still nobody. He hasn't been, Picard
hasn't
fucking knighted him yet.
When the fucking captain invites you to the bridge, you put on a nice goddamn t-shirt.
Not the drapes you fucking throw on that morning.
That your senile grandmother knitted for you.
Show up shirtless but first. With this fucking shitty sweater in your hand and be like, it was either this or this.
Yeah.
And they would be like, shirtless is fine. Oh, this is when they fucking bump him up.
This is when you put a giant target in the back of Wesley's coat and piss off every ensign who ever trained to pilot a starship on the entire ship.
Who's the ensign? The doctor's kid? God damn it!
Who's at helm? It's my shift. You tell me the kid's taking my shift? What the fuck? At most, he'd be able to sit next to the night shift guy.
Yeah, you think they'd put him on night shift, eh?
No, but I mean, he's not getting the seat. They're pulling up a stool. Yeah, he's like, you can watch me work, kid. Like, what the fuck? I went to Starfleet Academy for 4 years to train how to fucking fly this ship, so... Oh, I guess they're not giving him the keys right away.
He gets to sit second, third bitch next to Troy.
Yeah.
He doesn't even get a back to his chair.
Alright, so they make him an acting ensign so he can take a seat?
For convenience sake.
Alright, well that was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I thought we were going to fucking rip that episode apart, but I think we might have.
We did.
Yeah, we might have, yeah.
But we did have to leave the episode. For
several times. Yeah, several roundabouts on different topics. But, yeah. Episode 5. We're steaming along through TNG here.
And that certainly was a steamer.
I might, I might make a playlist when we hit 10 or something because it'll be a fucking long time before we get to 25.
We'll be old men by the time we finish this.
Yeah. Or we're gonna have to fucking start doing some fucking. Well, what were you calling my pre-week shows?
The pre-drinking?
No, the pre-dump.
Oh, the sperm bank.
Sperm bank, yes. we'll have to do some Star Trek episodes on the sperm bank. But thanks everybody again for joining us, and thank you, Dave.
Adios, amigos.
You guys have a good one.